So you've been preparing for the new arrival for 9 months now, and you're looking forward to holding your baby in your arms. Labour can start in many ways for different women, and some women don't feel any contractions at all until their waters break, and some, their waters won't even break until they're really deep into their labour. So, would you know if you're experiencing these 7 subtle signs of labour? Some women notice contractions right from the beginning before they've even decided to dilate, and some won't even notice contractions until they're about 6 to 7 centimetres dilated or more. So the first one is loose bowel movements. You might notice that your poo has been softer, runnier than usual over the past a few days before labour starts. And if that's the case, and chances are, and you're around your due date and you haven't eaten anything that could be upsetting your stomach, then this could be a sign that early labour has begun or is about to begin. Number 2 is mild period-like pain in your lower abdomen, or it can also be in the back. Now, these cramps are fairly common throughout pregnancy anyway, but they can get more frequent in the run-up to labour and when early labour has begun. If you've been having these mild sort of on-off pains and they don't get progressively more intense over the hours, then it's not likely to be true labour. It's probably just your body practicing for the real deal. Number 3 is a strange feeling that some people really can't put their finger on what it actually is. Some women have reported having a strange feeling that they're about to go into labour right before they did. It's like tuning into your sixth sense. So it's an instinct, and it's a bizarre feeling that many women can't make sense of and they can't shake it off. You may feel like you suddenly need to stay at home if you plan to go out somewhere, or you might get an overwhelming feeling that you just don't want your partner or your husband to go to work that day, just in case. Other women have reported doing things like checking their hospital bag over and over just to make sure that everything's there, or making sure that the car seat is fixed incorrectly. And this is actually a form of nesting, which I will go into next. So, next one is nesting. And nesting is a phenomenon that has been described by some women in the hours leading up to labour, where they get an unexplained urge to make sure everything is in place for the new arrival. So they might find themselves doing things like cleaning up the house from top to bottom, washing and ironing the baby's clothes over and over again, or performing other like cleaning and preparation tasks they would never usually do. Having a heavy feeling down below. Now, as the head sort of makes its way into the pelvis, it nestles down, and the uterus starts to stretch and soften and prepare for labour. Some people feel like a heavy pressure in the pubic region, and this is different from what we call dropping, where the head becomes engaged. That usually happens a few weeks earlier. This is something that we call being engaged. So this is actually the lower segment of the uterus starting to squeeze or contract a little bit. Some women have described this as a heaviness or pressure, whilst other people say that it's like a cramping. Whilst the lower segment of the uterus gets going, so that's the bottom part, the upper segment also needs to start working together to be able to provide the strong in-sync contractions that it needs to get the baby out. Irritability. So you could be at the end of your pregnancy and it's likely that you're feeling a bit fed up, and you may find that suddenly everything and anything, any little thing, starts to wind you up, even if it didn't wind you up previously. So you may suddenly have road rage that you never thought you'd have, or you might lash out at your partner for not replacing the toothbrush lid, for example. Any sudden mood change at the end of your pregnancy could mean that labour is imminent. And lastly, lack of appetite. Now, the digestive system slows down when you go into labour, as the body's energy is being conserved, or is required for the uterus to work efficiently. You might find that a sudden reduction in your appetite could well mean that you're going into labour. Now, I would love to hear if you've experienced any of the subtle signs of labour that I have just described.